DFW American 1742 with your right dog leg 418 right. Runway 18 right, American 1742. Go Alpha, hold short 18 left American, 2064.
Man with a camera.
The following program comes to you in color.
Yes, it's that time again for you to sit back and enjoy the sights and sounds of DFW International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. Hello, my name is Walt. We are here in Super Samu tonight on this Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. They will be here with you for a couple of hours or maybe more of passenger planes, cargo jets, and everything in between on the After Dark edition of Runway DFW for this final day of January 2024. Well, there you see the little thermometer there in the lower corner of the screen. 62 degrees Fahrenheit here. Very pleasant evening. We are coming to you from the Super SAMU, the Sprinkler Avoidance Mobile Unit, and everything is all set. We've got our remote camera over there. We've got a camera overlooking the East Tower, and we've got our camera overlooking the West Tower there with UPS planes getting ready to go out for the evening. I'm counting 1, 2, 3 MD-11s. Not seen in that shot, but we'll show you those as we go by. Hey, and we've got some other exciting news today. We've got some new mods. So let's salute all of our mods, the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. There they are. And we've got some new ones today. We've got Henry Moore. Welcome to you. We've got O'Malley, who I see is there. And we have Robert Smith. I don't know if they're all here tonight, but I know O'Malley is. I saw him. So thank you to all of our Runway DFW Moderation Federation members. And if you're interested in becoming a mod for this channel, then check out the description here on YouTube of the description of this stream. And somewhere buried in there is my email address. So salute to the mods. And we'll get going here. Let's talk to our folks. Zachary H9466 says hello, Walt. Hello to you, Zachary. Doreen Olinsky says, good evening, Walt, mods and viewers. Greetings from Cincinnati. Hey, if we're lucky, maybe we'll see the DHL plane going out to Cincinnati tonight. Let's see, who else is here? I see Josh Aldrich, a channel member and a mod. Joni Swanson says, looking forward to your broadcast as always. Thank you, Joni. O'Malley, checking in before the broadcast began. Thank you, O'Malley, for volunteering to be a plane spotter. I saw you there on Kevin's Airline Videos live stream earlier today. UPS fan, Dallas, Australia. The channel member says, yay! Unfortunately, we missed the departure of the Qantas flight to Melbourne this evening. I couldn't get set up in time. Josh Aldrich, channel member and moderator from Oklahoma City, says, greetings, everybody. M.R. Rice, channel member, says, good evening, Walt, and to kind person who purchased me the membership. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've had some very generous membership donors in the last few broadcasts. Chad Hart, channel member, says, greetings from Mesa, Arizona. Michael Wilson says, good evening, all. Sam Wilson says, good evening, folks. Stephanie has a good evening greeting for all of you. Courtney Kincaid says, good evening, sir. No need to be so formal here at Runway DFW. Just catching up here. Josh Aldrich says, good evening, and hello to you, Josh. Yes, he notes we are definitely in Super Samu tonight. Kind of flip the camera around so you can see the UPS cargo facility there in the background from this angle. Stephanie says, fear the sprinklers. Well, we've been pretty lucky in recent broadcasts, so we'll see. Robert Dixon, channel member, says, good evening, Walt. Hello to you, Robert. Joshua Leclerc says, good evening, Walt. Hello to you. Kurt says, hey, Walt, and everyone else. And that includes you. Heath Shelton, channel member, says, good evening, everyone. I can't believe we're almost out of January. Yeah, I wanted to get one more broadcast in before the month expired. Let's see if we can catch this plane coming in here. I need some practical practice here. As you can see, we have a Frontier aeroplane there coming in from Phoenix. It's an Airbus A321neo. It's flight 3284. Our first arrival of the evening here. And there you see the towers of Cedar Hill way in the background there. Donnie White, salutations, everyone, says he. Waz Radio from Down Under says, good evening or good afternoon, everyone from Sydney. Hi, Walt, great mods and our DFW community. Well, you're in the future there, Waz Radio. It's already Tuesday where you are. No, it's already Thursday where you are, and it's already another month of February. I think. Pretty sure. Kiwi Whispers ASMR channel member says, thank you, new and current mods. There's a list flyer, Chris. Another one of our mods and a channel member. And I saw you, Chris, moderating for Kevin earlier this afternoon. I don't even know if he's finished yet. I hope he is. I hate to step on Kevin over there at Airline Videos Live. Jew Stuka says, hello from Haltom City, right nearby here in North Texas. Sam Wilson says, good evening from Milwaukee, the beer capital of the Midwest. The Random Spotter, FTHL Luke, another moderator, says, well, good evening, y'all. You snuck on early on me, Walt. I do that sometimes when everything is ready and everything's checked out. I figure, well, let's go. Let's just get this going here. Josh Aldrich says, good evening, Walt. I missed you when I was down in DFW this weekend. Yeah, I didn't get out here on Saturday or Sunday as I normally do. Sorry I missed you. Batata7Elwi says, I know I pronounced that wrong. Hello there. Hope you've been enjoying the good weather these last couple of days. It's been marvelous. We were out here 2 days. Well, we were out here Monday and Tuesday. We had a little test broadcast yesterday from Founders Plaza using a different setup. And we were here on Monday for a kind of a midday or mid-afternoon quickie. We were on the air for 2 hours on Monday afternoon, catching the big international flights. Allie French says, she's always very enthusiastic. Walt, dearest Walt, there you are. How you doing today? How is our DFW looking today this evening? Well, it's quite nice. Quite nice tonight. Joshua Oliger says, good evening, everyone, from Mahomet, Illinois. We're glad to have you here with us tonight. Or whatever time it is where you are. Well, Illinois, that's tonight. We've got a small plane coming in. Let's take a look, shall we? You can probably hear it there in the background. To Martinair. A Martinair flight driven by a propeller. We've got a Cessna 208B Grand Caravan, was that? And that is worthy of a tribute. Here we go.
1994.
So there it is out there in the distance. Bringing cargo from Abilene, Texas. Let's see. We've got a Delta plane coming in, an Airbus A319 from Salt Lake City. That'll be our next arrival. That, too, is a 20th century aircraft, which we will salute as it arrives here. It has been in the air for just over 2 hours. And still kind of far out, as they say, from where we are. Let's see. Just barely see it. I may have to crank up the old gain here on the camera. Now let's see how it goes. We have a shrubbery intrusion there before we get to see the planes coming in. That's all based upon where I've got our SAMU set up in a place where we can get the best view from most directions without being down there on the grass, threatened by sprinklers. I haven't seen sprinklers turn on here in a while in my tours of duty in recent days, but you never can tell. We tried several things over the years, or over the months, I guess, since they started turning the sprinklers on us at night. Tried hauling around everything in a wagon. That didn't seem to work out that well. It's kind of amusing to watch me pile everything into the wagon and scoot it around, but this seems to work out better. Being on top of a truck. It has its drawbacks. Not a very big area to stand around in, but all right, as that completes its rollout, we'll give you a little fanfare here.
1999.
All righty then. A-list flyer Chris wants to know, are the signs really going to deter people from wandering, or to use his words, meandering beyond the fence? And what he's talking about is, let me see, I may have to turn off the autofocus here. Here's what Chris is talking about. These signs, I think I saw online on Facebook, somebody counted them up. I didn't even bother to count them. I think there was like 17 of these signs that say area temporarily closed attached to this temporary chain link fence that has been installed here at Founders Plaza. And I guess, you know, there has been there was nothing to indicate previous to this what was even going on. So now at least we know that. We have now for you to see Turkish Airlines. There you see it. It's a Dreamliner, a Dash 9 Dreamliner if I'm not mistaken. It's flight 192. It is on its way, just about ready to be on its way back to Istanbul. We are overlooking runways 18 left and 18 right. The takeoffs are happening on 18 left, which is where this plane is. Our first super chat of the evening comes from our pal Imre Yurtis. He's delivering unto us a $2 super chat. He says, Walt, why is everything blurry? Well, I don't like that to be the case. I am looking at things on a 7-inch monitor here, and this is as crispy clear as I can make it. I had the autofocus turned on, which is probably a mistake. It doesn't really work that well at night, been my experience, but I thought I'd give it another try. So autofocus is off. Got some maintenance being performed next to us on the on a water fountain. So back to Istanbul it goes. It is among certainly the top 10 most distant destinations from this here airport. And because that plane is laden with jet fuel, it utilized much of this more than 2-mile long runway as it departs. Well, there's a UPS plane backing up. That's an A300, flight 755. It's going to RFD Airport, Rockford in the Chicago area. I don't know that big hangar door on the American Airlines hangar, I don't think I've ever seen that open, at least not that wide. It's there in the background. I do believe we've got some new members on the way here. And that is courtesy of our channel member Heath Shelton, who has gifted 5 Runway DFW memberships. Thank you, Heath. And our friend Josh Aldrich up there in Oklahoma City, celebrating 9 months of membership of Runway DFW. Good evening, Walt. I do enjoy these After Dark streams. They help me relax in the late evening. Great stream as always. Well, we're only kind of just beginning here, so I hope everything will work out well. And I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I thank you for being a member. So you see the names of our new members on the screen, and that reminds me, I really do need to run our credits here tonight. I completely spaced it out on Monday. I apologize for that. So these will be the members. You'll see them going past on the screen here. Our members as of this morning. And we have to pay a special thanks, of course, as always, to our channel sponsor by the name of James Webb. You've seen that name before, and we thank Mr. Webb for all of his kindness in keeping this enterprise on the air. Thank you, James. Also, we would like to pay special thanks to our Quad Jet members, the highest level of Runway DFW membership. That's as of 8 a.m. this morning. So if you're a new member, your name will not be on this crawl because I had to prepare it earlier. So let me say thanks to 757 Chip, A-List Flyer Chris, Beaker, and Honeydew, Beve, Cubs Win, Deborah Klein, Dwayne C., James Webb, Josh Aldrich, Kansas Ave Geek, Lori M., Michelle R.S., Pete Nordine, R. Bauer 25, Raina Taylor, Skittles, and Will Hutchison, our Quad Jet channel members. And as for the next few minutes, you'll see the names of all the others who are kind enough to be a part of this channel. Now I think there was, oops. That was an oopsie from me. Let me get that shot back of this A300, which is spooling up.
Getting a count mark, that's 648, visual 18 right.
There's another super chat I saw. This one from Marco Hinton. It's good to see the A340 back at DFW. Tomorrow we'll have the A346 or A340 600 back at Houston Intercontinental. Yes. Thank you for that $5 super chat, Marco. We did a special broadcast when the A340 returned to DFW. What, a week ago or a little more? Dave Henderson with a question. Walt, have you ever told how you got started doing this stream, sir? I probably have. I think I have, but happy to relate it again. What happened was I became intrigued by these airport live streams, and I was watching. I think the first one that caught my eye was Big Jet TV with Jerry over there in London. And then I found Kevin at Airline Videos Live. And I really kind of connected with what he was doing, since he was, like me, a television broadcaster. He was a long-time TV news photographer, among other things. And that's how I got started in the business, way back in 1975. So, and I thought, well, I enjoy watching these streams. There must be somebody doing it at DFW Airport. And this was towards the end of 2021. And I couldn't find anybody who was doing it. Pardon me while I switch around here. So I couldn't find anybody who was doing a stream at DFW at that time. And so I thought, well, it really doesn't take too much to get started. I bought myself a $225, or I guess $230 Panasonic camcorder, because I didn't really want to make a big investment in this if I didn't, So here comes that A300. So anywho, I got a camera and a tripod, and I hooked up my old computer. It was about a, I don't know, 8-year-old Windows computer, and I connected it to my phone, and I got started. And as time went on, I thought, well, I probably need a better computer, a more modern computer, and maybe a better camera, because the one I started was really a consumer type camera. It made pictures, and it was fine for, when the sun was shining. But anyway, that's how I got started, and the rest is history. And I have to tell you, things were pretty slow when I started. Just a handful of people were watching, and it was okay, because I was learning how to do it, and I got great inspiration from folks like Kevin at Airline Videos Live and Jerry at Big Jet TV. And, eventually I was able to meet Kevin and give him a little helping hand when he came here to Dallas-Fort Worth the first time, and he came again with Rudy. And so I consider Kevin a good friend and a colleague in this kind of niche YouTube streaming experience. And it's nice because every airport's a little different. Obviously, we've got a lot of American Airlines traffic here. American and American Eagle are about 85% of all the flights that come and go. And I guess, you know, sometimes I get a little bored with American Airlines. But, you know, it's something that people in other places of the world don't get to see. So I am very happy doing this on your behalf. So once again, that A300 going to Rockford Airport in the Chicagoland area. There's an American Eagle E-Jet, number 175. That is headed to Abilene, Texas. And here comes another Cessna Super Cargo Master, I think. This one's coming from Tyler in East Texas. Cessna Grand Caravan is what that was. Left Tyler about 45 minutes ago. There's that American Eagle jet blasting off into the stratosphere. Channel member Martha Purdue says it's getting down at 27 degrees Fahrenheit here in Lenoir. Is it Lenoir or is it Lenoir or I don't know. North Carolina. Brr. That is kind of chilly. Channel member Donnie White says, Walt, did you ever get a chance to watch the Concorde land and depart? I did get to see it parked here at DFW Airport when I used to fly in and out of here. I don't recall. I think I would have remembered. I don't recall ever seeing it actually taking off or landing. I did make a special trip over to Fort Worth to the Carswell, I think it was still called Carswell Air Force Base at the time, to see the space shuttle coming in on top of a 747. That was a sight to see. And you know, it was so I didn't even have a camera with me. I just wanted to see it. This was a long time ago. It's American Airlines Flight 2402. It's going to Seattle. It's an Airbus A321. As you continue to see the honor roll of Runway DFW channel members scrolling across the bottom of your screen, and once again I thank each of you. Now I think we're about to see the A300 head out. That little twin prop came in from Amarillo in Texas. That's a Beech 1900C. And that may be our oldest plane of the evening. Did I get this right? Yeah.
1986.
I do believe we have a tri-jet on deck. Let's take a look. Don't see that one on the radar yet. Dave Henderson says, as a retired American Airlines pilot, I enjoy seeing the images, or I enjoy seeing the mega hub I used to travel through, LOL. Well, Dave, welcome on in. Thank you, and feel free to share your knowledge with us whenever you feel like it. Pip Hastings Aviation says, DFW and Walt, camera is looking outstanding. Thank you, Pip. Pip, as you may or may not know, has a channel here on YouTube called Pip Hastings Aviation. And he was on the air for much of the afternoon today. In fact, I was working and lurking, Pip, while you were broadcasting. He started up just when it switched over from North Flow to South Flow, which is what we have now. So you got a really nice afternoon worth of plane spotting in for you and your viewers. Me among them. So thank you for that, Pip. And check out his channel. We have yet to cross paths here. I think I told the story the first time I saw Pip I was on my way out after, I think, an afternoon of broadcasting. And I was driving out and I saw this guy I think he was on the back of his pickup truck, or a pickup truck, shooting away. So I may have been mistaken, but I think that was it. So the big tri-jet is now headed out. Still not on the radar, however.
Right, hold short 1 left, UPS 765.
And I always give credit to A-list flyer Chris for sharing the knowledge with us that UPS intentionally does not light up its tails. I'm not sure why, but Many of you may have seen the news, was it yesterday or today? UPS has plans to lay off about 11,000 employees as it asserts there is a downturn in package demand, package delivery demand. Haven't seen that reflected here at the UPS facility here in Dallas yet. Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the UPS 747 pop in the last week or two. So let's see, has this come up on the screen here? Yes, it has. This is going to Louisville. And now we can give this plane its proper salute, assuming... Well, no, I can't, because this is one of the newer MD-11s that we see here. This dates back to January of 2001. So it's a 20th century plane, a 21st century plane. Oh, goody, we'll get to see this rocket into the sky. As though those of you who watch aircraft frequently, you'll know that the MD-11 tends to shoot right off, about like it's almost launched from the runway.
Takeoff 18 left, UPS 755.
Just turning 9 o'clock here in North Texas. The last day of the first month of 2024. I've seen this aircraft type take off at steeper angles than that, I must say. Hello. Pardon me? Yes, live on YouTube. It's Runway DFW is the channel. David Newmeyer says, good evening, Walt. We have Air France starting up in Phoenix on May 23rd with a 787. Nice to get some variety. Yeah, we got Air France, was it last year or the year before? And I don't know if it was just starting up here. I think it had been, Air France had been here before and they were restarting their service after the pandemic. Plane you just saw go out of your shot there was flight 1798 to San Diego. It's an Airbus A321. There it is. We've caught up with it. Now, even though we missed the Qantas flight to Melbourne, we should still be able to bring you the Qantas flight to Sydney, which is a daily flight. That usually takes off in the 11 o'clock hour here, along with the American Airlines flight to Auckland, New Zealand. So that'll be fun to see. Let me try to get caught up here on your messages. Veronica Peter says, hello, everyone. Is that a smile? Yeah, it's kind of a small, kind of a minor smile there. AA0619 says the Dallas skyline is looking nice in the background. Not seen there. See if I can bring that up again. We do have 3 cameras, so sometimes I get a little confused. There we go. There's the Dallas skyline there in the background, along with the East Tower of DFW, and that kind of curved structure is Terminal A. Camera looks a little askew, although yeah, it does look a little askew. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me turn it to a different camera before I fix that. That's wouldn't be very good for our broadcast. You know, tripods have these little levels built into the top of them, and for some reason sometimes they just go askew. So hang on there for a second while I make some adjustments. Yeah, let's see if this is any better. All right, I think it's a little straighter. Mark Pell says, well, maybe Samu has a slack tire under the bed. Well, one of the problems with broadcasting from the bed of a pickup truck is that a little something called shock absorbers. When you move about the cabin, it tends to bounce the picture a little bit, and I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather be on solid ground, to be frank, but well, we do what we have to do here at Runway DFW. Speaking of Runway DFW, I should do this at this time. I should do this at this time. There we go. So just a reminder, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. Walt here with you from Super Samu, the F-150 pickup truck. On this Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. We'll be here with you. I hope to be with you for another couple of hours here. And we'll watch the planes go by together, you and I, on this final day of January 2024. I don't think we've put that up yet. We've got Flight Radar 24 going, just to kind of keep track of things. This is what I look at when I've got this on my phone, and we have a separate computer which is feeding this information into us. The flights we are watching come in are coming from the top of the screen, so we don't see any flights coming in right now. All the action in front of us is lining up to take off. See, has one escaped our attention? No, there it is. This Airbus A321 is going to SFO, the city adjacent to the bay. Flight 2968, I think. I say I think because it was just about to slip out of my view screen here when I glanced over there. The plane coming in now from Los Angeles. Flight 2024 on Airbus A321. Flight 1458, American Airlines is off to Oklahoma City. It's another Airbus A321. Join that takeoff already in progress. There's some real noisy repairs going on to a water fountain that's about 15 feet away from our vantage point. These gentlemen have been working over here since pretty much when we started tonight. There you see them doing the repairs on the fountain. And you see there's a little down there in the bottom there. Now it looks like they're doing some plunging. That's a like a dog water bowl. That's nice. Bring your pets out here, and they've got a little place that they can gather up, get a cool drink of water, but apparently it's not working right now. American Eagle in view, coming in from Wichita, Kansas, and Airbus, and Embraer 175. Hey, let's fire Chris says, I was wondering what that sound was. Sounded like somebody using a hand pump on a tire or jumping on squeaky shocks. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Fixing the fountain, says Douglas Serrano. The night shift is on it, adds our friend O'Malley. TJ says perfect weather this evening. I don't disagree with that. Very nice. Wind coming out of the south, gentle breeze. We're about to see an American Airlines flight coming in from another flight from the West Coast, this one from Seattle, an Airbus A321. You don't see it yet, do you? No? Aha. As you can see, not an unobstructed view from our parking spot, but get a nice clean view of the plane as it comes in on its final approach. As we greet Kendall Boyd, our newest subscriber. Thank you, Kendall Boyd. There you see twin trijets. Will we see either or both departing tonight? Stay tuned. Pen Wang says, hi everyone. Hello, Pen. Saints for Life says, good evening from Fort Worth. Donnie White with the formal salutations, everyone. And A-List Fire Chris notes that the Metroplex is well represented tonight. Chris, of course, is from the metropolitan area as well. Cam Thakur, good evening, Walt, from Arlington, Texas. DJ says hello, everyone. Pip Hastings. Pip says, I'm headed to bed, ladies and gents. Have a fantastic evening, everyone. Thank you again, Walt and Runway DFW. Thank you, Pip. Always good to have you with us. And again, you ought to check out his channel there, Pip Hastings Aviation. So now we have, as far as I know, there may be one I've missed, but we now have 4 live streaming channels here on a regular basis here at DFW Airport. In addition to Pip, we've got Ozzy Gaming 9, and we've also have our friend Epic Toastman. So lots of opportunities to see what's going on here at the big airport. From Santa Ana, California, cometh this Boeing 737-800, flight 2669. These gents are still working things out here with the dog water dish. That's quite an operation. I don't see anything imminently arriving. Do have a few planes that are lined up to take off. First of which, off to McAllen, Texas, American Flight 1084, 737-800. We've got a 777 lined up. Take off to Los Angeles. Los Angeles, last time I checked, the top destination for aeroplanes from DFW. American, of course, with multiple flights each day.
American 2853 Heavy on ellular and 18 laps for takeoff.
So there's the triple. Cabin all aglow. And it is off to the City of Angels. Rock says good evening from Rochester, New York. Thanks for your great work and send some of that good weather our way. Well, that would be my pleasure to do that. DJ says, interesting that American uses a 777 LAX, perhaps positioning it for a long haul. Well, no, I think American flies one, I mean, maybe that's part of it, but they do have a scheduled wide-body jet from here to LA. I think it's just a once-a-day thing on most days. Most of the flights are A321s or A321neos between here and Los Angeles. Donnie White says, God bless you, Walt. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Donnie, who is a member of the channel. Douglas Serrano says AA needs more 787s. Mattman64 says, hi, Walt. I would have thought Houston would have been DFW's top destination. You know, you would think that. I think probably at Love Field with Southwest Airlines it probably is. Let me see the latest statistics here. According to Flight Radar 24, you have the busiest route from this airport is to LAX with 126 flights over the next 7 days. Just one of 249 airports you can get to nonstop from here. We see the wind is a very gentle 4 miles an hour coming out of the south. So very pleasant evening here. Nice plane watching weather. And I'm very glad you could spend a few minutes or hours, whatever you can, here with us at Runway DFW. There's that Qantas flight. I was wrong. It's a little earlier than I thought. Why was I saying it was at 11 o'clock? It's that Qantas flight to not to Melbourne, but to Sydney is on its way to the takeoff point. That's 7879. And meanwhile, over in UPS world, we've got a 767 about to push back for Ontario, California. Not seen here, because of course you can see there's a cargo bay door open on that plane. So we get a little, oh, that was the shot. But the one we're about to see is coming from way in the background. So it'll be a few minutes. Do I see anything in there? It looks like a totally empty cargo bay. And you can see in the background, once again, the interior of that American Airlines hangar. And I can honestly say I don't think I've ever seen that so wide open. Maybe they're enjoying the mild weather. That Frontier aircraft, Flight 1406, Airbus A321 arriving from Ontario, California, with Sierra, the bighorn sheep, on its tail.
Say again for onboard 3730. Right left on board, onboard 3730.
There's our Qantas flight, headed back to Sydney. That would certainly be a fun place to visit. Australia, New Zealand. I know they're different countries, yes. It would seem if you're going to go that far, you might as well go to both, right? We always thank Qantas for doing a very good job of lighting up its aircraft for us here at night. Well, it's got a little traffic jam to get through there, doesn't it? What's the green light on that American Airlines plane? I don't think I've seen that before. We had a retired American pilot in the house earlier. Here comes that 767 on its way to Ontario, California.
Pick up one aircraft on airspeed 528.
I think we've got that Qantas bird pointing right at us. I've seen pictures of a heritage Qantas livery, which I think is on a narrow-body jet, which operates either domestically or regionally. I mean, it looks like it's something from the 50s with, you know, the stripe down the side. Dhruv Chopra says, hello all. Hey, channel member. Internet God 67 says, was the Qantas flight once an A380? And yes, it was. Prior to the pandemic, Qantas did bring its A380 here to Dallas-Fort Worth. Regrettably, no more. UPS 747 fan, Dallas, Australia. Channel member says, hey everyone. This one's for you. Jack Murphy says, looks like the nav light of the E7, the Embraer 175, that green light we saw. So, yeah, I'm not a pilot. I'm not even close to being an aviation expert. I am merely a hobbyist who likes to bring you fun stuff from the airport. I'm going to try dialing up our gain a little bit. It makes the picture a little grainier, but we had a little more detail. That looks to be American Flight 2071 off to Querétaro, Mexico, the 737-800. And there's that UPS 767 in the foreground. There goes the flight to Querétaro. That's a Beech C-99 Ameriflight cargo plane. Tiny, tiny cargo plane. (1983) A 41-year-old example of that aircraft type. Don't know where it's going, though. Well, that didn't work out. There we go. Time for the 767 to take off for Ontario in California. Ooh, it didn't need much runway at all, did it? I think I've seen some of those single-engine prop planes use more runway than that needed to take off. That could have taken off from an aircraft carrier. So this should make room for the Qantas flight back to Australia.
That's ellular. Please take off 18 minutes, Qantas.
Safe travels to the land down under. That picture looks a little blurry, doesn't it? A little better.
RFC Park, 20 left swift takeoff, got 36.
DJ says, good crowd this evening. Yeah, we do have a lot of viewers on board here at Runway DFW. Thank you. AA0619 is bidding us adieu. We'll see you next time. Mary Extraordinaire channel member says, hey Walt, how long will you be here? I believe probably till around 11 o'clock, maybe. We'll see how things go. It depends on, at some point the traffic kind of dies down, and if that happens, I'll probably be out of here, but we'll see. Play it by ear. Tom B says hello from Louisville. Tom, if I had to place a bet, I would say we'll probably see at least one other UPS flight to the world port in Louisville before we go. Dale Helton notes, he's a channel member, says one of the Qantas A380s had a kangaroo with a cowboy hat on it. I never saw that. Would have liked to have seen that. Mick says, I'm going back in time a little bit here, but Mick says, good day from Australia. Tuned in at the right time. And Mattman64 notes that Qantas had two 737-800s in classic liveries, retro ruse. Cool. Desi Guy 22 says, good evening, Walt. Have you heard anything new about any new international destinations starting from DFW? Well, there's a lot of speculation that Air India will be launching direct service from the subcontinent to here. That depends, the speculation centers to some extent about its delivery of new aircraft. I think, was it an Airbus A3, some new Airbus A300s that they've got online. And I think the first one is off to the first service on that. The new planes are to JFK from India. I've been checking. I've been doing about every week. I check the Air India flight schedule. I haven't seen any announcements, but I thought, well, maybe the flights will pop up there. But so far, all they list from Dallas-Fort Worth are connections to its other hubs via its partner United Airlines. So we'll keep an eye on that. There is American Flight 1446. It's an Airbus A321. It is going to Los Angeles. You're probably wondering, as am I, will we see any Queens of the Sky tonight? About to get a reading on that. I don't see any in flight within hailing distance. There is a Suparna Airlines Cargo 747. It's about 2 hours and 23 minutes away, however. And I don't know if I'll be here that long tonight. It'd be nice to see the Suparna again, but it's probably going to be one of those things that it lands just as I'm winding up my final cables. It takes me probably about 40-45 minutes to pack everything up. Did I even tell you where that plane was going? I don't think I did, and I don't think I know, because I was looking up the 747 situation. So I apologize for that. Oh, that was the plane that was going to Los Angeles, so okay. Got it. We don't really have anything coming in the next few minutes. So we will focus our attention on what's going out, such as this Airbus A319 going to Amarillo, Texas, American Flight 636.
up, Larry. Clip takeoff, one your left, American 1406.
We have left line for you there, 15.
Hang on a second. American Flight 1406, it's an Airbus A320. This one's going to San Antonio, Texas. We have been favored with a $5 super chat from DJ, who saith, appreciate the time you take. And I'll have to play that back in just a second. When those things pop up, they pop up automatically. Those little messages, and it's only because I don't want to miss anything. Saxman B777 said rumor is Brisbane from Dallas Fort Worth on Qantas, I'm assuming. That would be cool. Now let me see here. I would like to express my appreciation to DJ for that $5 super chat. Appreciate the time you take to bring us Runway DFW. Thanks, Walt. Thanks for watching, DJ, and thank you very much for that kind contribution to our efforts. Christy Dennis says, have a good evening to all. If you're leaving us, Christy, glad to have had you with us. Cam Thakur says, good night, Walt and everyone. Love your live stream, Walt. That's so kind of you to say. Thank you. What we got going out here? Let us check. You're about to see Flight 1203 and Airbus A321neo. It does not, or Flight Radar 24 not, oh yes it is giving us a destination. It's saying this is going to the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. Here on Runway DFW After Dark. I'd like once again to extend my gratitude to the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. There you see their names. I think I got everybody in there. Did I miss somebody? We've got new moderators: Henry Moore, Robert Smith, and O'Malley joining the crew. So thanks to all of you who can hang out with us. Now, these folks volunteer their time, so they can't always be here, but when they are, much appreciation to all of y'all here on Runway DFW. Dale Helton says, I sent an email with a picture of the kangaroo wearing a cowboy hat. I will look forward to that, Dale. Maybe if you don't mind, maybe I'll pop that up for all to see on our next broadcast. I can't manipulate things quickly enough to be able to pop that in live. There's Frontier Flight 3283 going to Phoenix. So unusual, it doesn't Flight radar 24 is not telling me what the animal is on that tail. It looked to be some type of bird, I'm going to say. I do believe I hear the sound of a big jet not too far away from us. Let's take a closer look. Well, we can't quite see it all yet, but there you see the telltale portion of this particular aircraft. It's Flight 767 off to Louisville, and that's definitely not a 767. But this one is 10 years older than that last MD-11 we saw, which dated back to the year 2001. This one goes back a little older.
1991.
So definitely a 20th century plane. So it's just been pushed back. You see a fence down there below. We can't really see much more of it than that right now, but it's on the move, so we'll see it here very shortly. I can't show you the whole plane here because it's so close that my zoom lens doesn't zoom back far enough to show you the whole. Well, now we can show you the whole thing. It appears to be on a trajectory, so that we'll be able to see this take off from over here, but there's no other planes jockeying for position there on runway 18, well, 18 left, so perhaps we shall have a T&B.
Hello, Qatari 131 Heavy, reaching approach runway 1 flight. UCS 757 Heavy on runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Have the B part clear for takeoff 18 left, GPS 767 Heavy.
Qatari 8131 Heavy, DFW runway 18 right, clear to land. Clear to land runway 1 flight, Qatari 8131 Heavy. Qatari 8131 Heavy, Falcon 134 Heavy and 040. Copy, Qatari 8131.
Have an anniversary message there from Lori M. Let me get to that as soon as we see this big plane taking off. Well, you know, we've got we've got the other remaining MD-11 pushing back now, so we're about to get twin tri-jet action.
UPS 767 Heavy.
Glorious. And speaking of heavy jets, we've got Qatar Cargo Flight 8131 coming in from Atlanta. All right, we're awaiting with great anticipation the pushback of this other MD-11. See if we can get a glimpse of it. From beyond the wall. The distinctive tail. And let's give an appropriate salute to this 30-year-old aircraft. Actually 31 years old this month.
1993.
Adam Turner says, good stuff. Walt is the the Bob Ross of the aviation world. If only I had the hair of Bob Ross. But I don't. I'm more of a paint-by-numbers guy myself. Bob Ross, for those of you who may not know, is an American artist who had these very laid-back art instruction programs which you can find pretty readily available on the internet. And he specialized in landscapes and such, and he had a very easygoing manner about him. I mean, even if you're not a painter, it was one of those things you could appreciate and enjoy seeing. So I guess if I can reverberate some of that vibe, then I'm doing okay. Let's just pop this in here. Can I pop this in here? Well, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark in color. Just after 10 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone of the USA.
APS 73 on 24 degrees. APS 73 is on 24 degrees.
Did we tell you where this is going? This is going to Rockford Airport in the Chicago area.
Yes, I'm Tower, good evening, American 1974, Vision 1 and Go ahead, 1 in Rise, American 1974.
And I'm going to say we're probably going to see this one take off from over here as well. Here on the west side of the airport. Two sides of DFW, east and west. We overlook the west side, runways 18 left and 18 right. Plane has to wait now because there's another aircraft on approach. Delta Flight 31 from its home base in Atlanta, Georgia. It's an Airbus A321 coming in from the Peach State. Let us now return to the MD-11. Just a slight pause there. Not officially a turn and burn, I guess. Well, actually, I guess it is turning, and it will be... I don't think it will be pausing before it takes off, so maybe it was a turn and burn. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And the beat goes on. Here is a 767. Is off to Louisville. Another UPS production. This is a 13-year-old aircraft. I'm seeing some chatter in our chat room. O'Malley says, N number 985NK, brand new squawking 7600. And the random spotter saying, indeed, on the tarmac south of Terminal E, squawking 7600 for some reason. And here's a look at that plane on our Flight Radar 24. There at Terminal E. Looks like it's away from the terminal. So I guess we'll keep our eye on that. It's that plane lit up in red there, that Spirit Airlines plane. So here goes the Louisville-bound 767. We had somebody from Cincinnati in the chat earlier. I do see lit up now. The ABX Air 767 going to Cincinnati. It usually transits over to the east side of the airport, but we may get a look at it. Sometimes we get some interesting liveries on that plane. It looks like from this photograph on Flight Radar 24, it looks like that plane is going to be a a plain Jane, so we'll see. Maybe it's been painted since that photograph was taken. Plain Janes are nice to see at night because they're all white. They show up really well in the dark. We're about to say hello to United Flight 2230. I don't think we've seen a United plane this evening. It's coming in from Chicago O'Hare, 737-800. No, 737, sorry. 737-700. Don't see too many of those around these parts. Okie doke. That picture doesn't show us much anymore, does it? We can get a look inside that American hangar now. I don't know if there's anything to see in there. .767. Waiting further instructions. Going back to this Spirit Airlines plane, our moderator, the random spotter, says might just be parked. Testing equipment appears to be pulled off to the side in a holding area. It doesn't even have a track associated with it when I click on it. I don't think. No. So again, for perspective, that's about as far away from here as you can get. I apologize for the redrawing of the screen, but we are kind of at the top left of your screen. That plane is out of our physical. Well, we can't put eyes on it from here, let's put it that way. Ooh, you know what's happening? I'm running out of batteries on my scanner. That's why I was making that.
November 214 Mike Hotel, get to return runway 1 right, clear to land.
I'll fix that.
Clear to land 1 right.
You know, I think we're just down to one plane left in the over at UPS.
RFP Park, clear for takeoff, one left, UPS 793 heavy.
I'm going to turn off that scanner. Pop some new batteries in there. Batteries are in a bag. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Here we go, off to the races. Or at least off to Worldport.
Tower, good evening, American 2365, visual 1 right.
American 2365, you can target the 1 right select.
Clear land, 1 right, American 2365.
We have a Pilatus. Is it Pilatus or Pilatus? It's a PC-24 aircraft coming in from San Diego. A private aircraft, it says here.
American 21, 12 miles final way right. Clear the land, 1 right for American 115.
I believe the Pilatus is well known for its feature of having a parachute system which can be deployed in case of emergency. I think that's a standard on all their aircraft. And that plane is relatively new, just delivered in October. So congratulations to whomever is aboard that plane. There's the American hangar. Here we are. The parking lot's kind of clearing out here as we approach. Well, we're not approaching the 11 o'clock hour yet, but we're on the trajectory for that. Next arrival is going to be American Flight 2365 from Phoenix, Arizona, an Airbus A321. Right here on Runway DFW. I haven't turned on our scanner yet, have I? I have not yet replaced the battery. Coming up right behind that is another A321. This one coming from the other direction, Miami. Flight 2115. American Airlines. We'll have that for you momentarily. that in focus here.
American 2365, Golf Bay, cross 21 left, and then Alpha Route.
Golf Bay, cross 18 left, Alpha Route, American 2365.
American 2365, will contact ground point 6000 Alpha Route.
165 top the bridge, range 2365.
American 2115 at Golf Bay, cross 21 left, and 90
Our channel member Randy Bucksbaum says, everyone have...
American 2115 at your crossing Alpha Route, contact ground point 6000 Alpha Route.
Sorry, I had a little cough there. Everyone have a great evening. Thank you, Randy. See you next time on Runway DFW. Coming in now from Minneapolis, St. Paul, Delta Flight 866 and Airbus A320. Let's take a gander. Well, before it gets away from us there,
1992.
celebrating its 32nd birthday later this month. All right. We'll have United flight number, where'd it go? (2628) it looks like. An Airbus A319 coming in from Houston Intercontinental Airport.
American Local 900 DFW Tower at Zulu Cross, runway 1 left, hold short of runway 1 right.
$19.98.
Our parade of 20th century aircraft continues. Yeah, you stay up late and you get to see some old aircraft.
A blast from the past.
Second local 900 after the cross runway 18 right. Taxi via Charlie around. Delta 56 at Alpha. Cross runway 19.
Carlo Longerbeam shares a sentiment that we all have. Thank you to all the fantastic mods. Hear, hear. I concur. That's the sound of me grabbing batteries, hoping that these are not expired. We're about to find out. Well, I don't hear any beeping, so I think those are good batteries. Things are definitely slowing down here at the airport. Our fountain repair folks are back. Just to the left of, as you're looking at that picture there. Let's see, Robert Dixon saying it happened 11:13 p.m. Eastern Time, so about 8 to 9 minutes ago. What are we talking about here? Well, in the meantime, we'll say goodnight to Dale Helton, channel member, who says goodnight thanks to me and the Moderation Federation. MRI says you need the running bunny batteries for more power to the scanner, Walt. Well, this is a scanner that I haven't used in a while. I have one that usually plugs into a power supply. I haven't been real happy with the reception on it, despite trying 2 different antennas. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try my old scanner, which seemed to always work pretty well. But I'm still not really getting good reception of the... For some reason, I get better reception of the cockpit than I get from the tower. You would think the reverse would be true because the tower would have more power to transmit with, I guess. I don't know. IR with some of the fun fact, the DC-10 landing at Scranton in the movie Home Alone was reused stock footage from DFW. I don't think I've seen Home Alone since it was in the theaters, so we'll have to look that up. Oh, Robert Dixon is saying someone ran out on the tarmac at LAX and Kevin caught it all on video. Wow. That doesn't seem like a very smart thing to do. Well, we haven't had anything like that happen to us here at Runway DFW tonight. Maybe our passengers are just better behaved here. We're about a minute and a half away from seeing Frontier Flight 3309 checking in from Atlanta, an Airbus A321neo. There's the last lonely plane over there at UPS. They've really cleared the decks tonight. When I was here on Monday, was it, I think? I don't think I'd ever seen more planes parked over there. I think almost every parking spot was filled up on Monday afternoon. Well, we're kind of winding down here. I was hoping to go to 11. It's only 10:35. So we've only been on the air for a little more than 2 hours. Hardly seems like enough. Well, here comes that Frontier flight. That aircraft on its tail had Luis the Axolotl. A-X-O-L-O-T-L. I have no idea what that is. Axolotl? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. Next to arrive is American Eagle, Flight 9914 from Tucson, Arizona, CRJ 701ER. Roberto J. Sucra says, Walt, nice work and happy to see the channel growing. Thank you so much. Our camera's kind of moving there. It's our camera over there is on a sign. Can we see it from here? See if we can bring this to you. On top of that Founders Plaza sign, which is not quite in focus there. There it is. So there's our camera, which is attached to the top of that sign. Here comes the flight from... Where did we say this was coming from? I have lost track of it entirely. Tucson. Hey, remember I told you about that ABX Air flight? 767. Going to Cincinnati. Well, here it is. Flight 102, ABX Air going to Cincinnati. This is a 767.
$19.89.
I think we've seen this one recently. It's got kind of, it's all white. It's kind of painted over. I'm sure this plane has an interesting history. All we got to identify it is the teeny tiny N number at the bottom of the tail section, and a teeny tiny American flag on the tippy top of the tail.
ABX 102 Heavy, on aft to Sarah, runway 18 left at Zulu. No correction at Yankee, but takeoff.
Looks like, oh no, it's,
Espera, and 18 left on Yankee, we're clear for takeoff, ABX 102.
so I was trying to pull up the history of this aircraft from a reliable source called airfleets.com. This started out as a Qantas plane in 1989. Named the City of Orange, it was converted to a freighter in the year 2013 for ABX Air. So there you go. We see another Qantas plane tonight. Thank you to Air Fleets for providing us with that information.
I was running 390 visual 1, right.
390 DFW Tower, runway 18 right, clear to land, on service heavy Boeing 767, supporting the turn lock.
I still land 1 right there.
ABX 102 Heavy, contact departure there.
Switching 102 advice.
I apologize. I apologize. I was trying to stifle a cough during that whole takeoff sequence. And I kind of made it towards the end, but excuse me.
FedEx 1609 Heavy DFW Runway 18 last time. Hotel Yankee, Hotel, the Whiskey Foxtrot.
Patheon says, I'm a fueler here at DFW, currently under Terminal C. Looks like we're done with our work for the night. Well, good for you. I'm glad you're getting some better weather. We had some really miserable weather for anybody who had to work out of doors here for a while in January. I think our last flight of the night then, excuse me, I don't have any water with me, is going to be the flight, the American Airlines flight to Auckland, New Zealand. It is now approaching the top of runway 18 left. That is it there. On the move. More repairs going on over at the water fountain. There they are. We welcome Daniel Johnston as our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Hey, if you haven't subscribed and you like what you see, we certainly hope that you will hit the like button and the subscribe button. Both of which are free to you. We have coming in now Spirit Airlines Flight 390 from Orlando, Florida. It's an Airbus A321. I think we've got it in our sights.
FedEx 1609 Heavy's up 2450.
FedEx 1609 Heavy on
I got the spare first takeoff, 105 FedEx 1609 Heavy.
Men at work. Whoa, we get a FedEx? That is very unusual. We hardly ever get a FedEx over here on the west side. FedEx has its terminal here at DFW Airport over on the east side, and so most of its planes come and go from there. And This one's off to Indianapolis. So Uncle Car Guy, who's one of our regular viewers, who lives in Indianapolis, so it's on its way to you. Good to see FedEx over here. Don't be a stranger. American Flight 35, 7879 Dreamliner off to Auckland. This is a seasonal service that American Airlines offers. At least the last I heard it was a seasonal service. Of course, it's summertime down in Kiwi Land, so be a great place to visit this time of year. I'm thinking this may be our last plane of the night. What, another FedEx plane? Well, maybe that'll be our last plane. It's a 767 off to Greensboro. That Delta flight came in from Detroit. It was flight 1680. Let's see if we can get another glimpse of this FedEx plane. I'm so unaccustomed to seeing that over here. Nice little change of pace. Once again, this is going to Greensboro. It's a 767-300 freighter, just 3 years old.
Arnett to depart, clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 577.
There's a plane in front of this ready to take off to, is that it? I think that's it. It's American Flight 577 off to Denver, 737-800. And as this is taken off, we might well see a yellow bird coming in from Orlando. Flight 1015, Spirit Airlines and Airbus A321.
1058 heading.
American 577, my take approach today.
577, switching it up.
Rear wing 1015, times via Echo Bravo, hold short runway 11.
Looks like the FedEx has clearance to take off. Looks like the reason we're seeing this is because it looks like the east side of the airport is closed to traffic currently. There may be another FedEx plane coming over the bridge. So FedEx, one of the airlines we hardly ever get to see over on the west side. The other one of note that I can think of is JetBlue. JetBlue operates out of here. I may have seen it once. James Webb, the sponsor of this channel, I am seeing now, has put in for a $199.99 super chat. I'm going to call that a $200 super chat. Thank you so much, James. And you know what we're going to wait for now? We're going to wait for Qatar flight 732 back to Doha. We just saw American flight 556 coming in from Phoenix, an Airbus A321. And the Qatar flight 777. So we might as well hang out for that. What else do we have to do? You know what I have to do tomorrow is wait for a door. The front door of our house did not really hasn't held up very well. Our house is not that old, less than 10 years old, but we need a new front door, so it is coming tomorrow. That sound is the sound of these men at work trying to unclog this drain for the dog fountain. Arriving now from Denver, American Flight 1832, an Airbus A321.
DFW Tower, American 1844, is under visual for 188.
1844, is the Tower, 18 right, clear line, constant service, 3177, departure of airline.
Equivalent 18 right, American 1844.
American 556, Bravo, Constant, wind out, over, contact ground 265, and Constant Bravo, 6.
Still hard at work. DJ says that ABX Plain Jane
Parking one side
climbed quickly. Can see it approaching Sulphur Springs from Rockwall. And we can see this Qatar 777 about to make the long journey back to the Middle East. So right at 11 o'clock, I do believe this will be our final plane of the night, although I do see another FedEx plane coming over the bridge now. So maybe that'll be our final plane of the night. So now the FedEx plane is another 767 going to Memphis, which is of course the big FedEx hub. So we'll watch this plane go up, then we'll check out the FedEx departure, and then I think we'll go. I think we've had a pretty good night here. A lot of UPS. We got that bonus plain Jane. We saw Qantas depart for Sydney. We saw American depart for Auckland. And that is a shot I've never seen before here. Qatar and FedEx. Katie Kiss, our newest subscriber. Thank you, Katie. Have a safe flight back to Doha. You can even see it there on in the background there. All right, I think this is going to do it. Of course, after this takes off, we'll go on and on a little bit with music and such. FedEx 1365 back to home base in Memphis. This is a 2-year-old aircraft.
1033, visual 183.
American Local 769, taxi via Zulu, hold short of runway 1 o'clock. Air Canada 1033, DFW runway 1 right, clear to land, way 180 at 8, complex 171, 737,
18 right, clear to land, 50.
44 at Bravo, crossing 1 left, contact on point 65, copy Bravo 2.
Bravo, cross 1 left, ground.
FedEx 1365 heavy, contact part 6.
What's the departure today? FedEx 1365 heavy.
Well, we're going to play some music now. Time to say goodnight from DFW International Airport, one of the world's busiest. I would like very much to salute our mods, new and old, for making this a very pleasant experience for our viewers. Thank you, mods. See you next time. Also to James Webb, who you saw his name appeared a little bit earlier with that nice donation. He's a sponsor of our channel, and can't give enough thanks to James. To Airline Videos Live and Kevin for the use of his Jackery batteries powering this broadcast. Thank you, Kevin. And also, we would like to say thank you again to the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. So, I don't know when we'll be on again, but keep the bell pressed on your YouTube browser, right? That'll let you know when we're going to be here again. And it's been fun. So thank you for being a part of this broadcast, and we'll see you next time on Runway DFW. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. Good night.
Rockin' in the nighttime.
For overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.